We go all night, yeah. We got that fight, yeah. Our future look nice, yeah. Our future look bright, yeah. Our future look bright, yeah.
Thanks for tuning in to Milwaukee Live. I hope you're all having a wonderful, warm October day. Today, I'm talking with Jason Gorman, who is the culinary director for the Ambassador Hotel. We're going to talk a little bit about what's been going on at the Ambassador Hotel. There's a lot of new things.
There's a ton of new things.
Yeah, and so Chef Jason is going to be here with us to kind of answer some questions. So if you guys have any questions along the way, feel free to comment below and we'll ask them. So Jason, thanks so much for meeting with us today.
Thanks for having me. Yeah, we do have some exciting things going on at the Ambassador Hotel. If you're not familiar, or if the viewers are familiar, the hotel is almost in its 90th year.
Wow.
So kind of crazy to think that that hotel has been there for that many years. That many people have come through there.
Yeah.
And right when you walk in, there's a whole wall full of pictures from people that have had their weddings and parties and all sorts of different events over the years. And to think that they occasionally they could come back and they go, yeah, we had our wedding here 60 years ago. And I was asking, well, was the food better than it was the first time? And hopefully they say yes.
Yes, yeah. Yeah, the inside of the hotel is so beautiful, and you definitely get that 1920s feel. I think one of my favorite things when I first walked in was that floor, that marble floor, and I heard that it had been covered up by carpeting for a while.
Yes. Mr. Wiegand purchased the hotel in the mid-90s and took about 10 years to return it to its glory. So,
yes.
Yeah, there's a ton of history there. What's interesting is most people don't realize is the Pabst Mansion is just a couple blocks east of the hotel. But before the hotel was there, it was Mr. Pabst's attorney's mansion.
Yeah.
And I've seen pictures where you can actually see down into the valley where there's no houses there. And at that time, it was called Grand Avenue, not Wisconsin Avenue. So there's just a ton of history. And that was kind of the motivation for the direction where we went with the food program when we renovated things this past year.
Yeah. Why don't we visited them yesterday, actually, and we got some beautiful footage of the hotel. Let's play it now. Yeah, those elevators were beautiful.
Original stained glass.
Yeah. Look at that floor, you guys. It's really pretty. And those were the photos that you can kind of see when you walk in. And we got to look at some of the new rooms that you guys have.
Right. Those aren't original Whirlpool bathtubs. Those are new.
Yeah. Yeah, I heard you guys, like, there used to be like 300 rooms, but you actually combined a lot of the rooms to kind of update them, and now there's only there's less of them, but more higher quality.
Yeah, I mean, if you could see how the place used to look like, and oh, that's great. That's the light dimmer.
I loved that. That was so fun.
I know. You think it's like a bellwether or something like that? But, and there's some beautiful artwork. And then, we're doing some food in the kitchen.
Yeah. Brittany, I think, did that.
Yeah, that's our executive sous chef. There's Gin Ricky, the lounge.
Yep.
Oh, look at all that whiskey.
Yeah, and I found out you guys all bake all the cafe stuff in the hotel.
Yeah, we do our English muffins and bagels and scones, and we make our own ice cream. And
homemade marshmallows, yum.
Yeah,
Yeah, we tried the hot apple pie drink while we were there. That was really good.
That's evil.
Yeah, that was so good.
I like the cafe because I think it's a great place, especially if I'm a Marquette student in the afternoon. I want to get away and just kind of want to study without having interruptions. It's a nice place to kind of relax and escape a little bit so you can focus on other things.
Yeah, I really, I thought it was really nice in there. Like I was telling you earlier, I hadn't really checked out the Ambassador Hotel, but going in there yesterday, I can definitely see that being a spot where you would go to like have dinner, meet with a friend, coffee. It's a really nice space.
It's definitely unique. It's a property unlike any other hotel in the city. I mean, there's lots of historic hotels, but the attention to detail and the Art Deco, and that, like I said before, that was kind of our motivation when we did the renovations, especially in the fits. And I think you saw some shots of that in the dining room. We had some artwork commissioned by Timo, a local artist.
Yeah, that was made specifically for.
Specifically
You could
for
tell
that
because I
diner.
feel like even the napkins match the dress in the photo.
Yeah, we thought through everything, even to the playlist of music that's in the dining room. I mean, I kind of said, if Quentin Tarantino made a movie in the 20s, that's kind of what we're going for. Something not so typical, a little eclectic, but that felt appropriate with the time period. Because the idea is we're not trying to create this time machine, but we want people to feel like there's, it all makes sense, from a certain kind of context that the music and the food is inspired by the past, but we're trying to bring it into more of a modern time period.
What's your favorite thing to cook?
Oh gosh.
Is it hard to pick?
Well, one of the things that we really pride ourselves, whether you're in Deco Cafe or Gin Ricky or the Fitz, right? So number one, we try to make everything from scratch. That's a big thing. We use as many local producers as possible. And you'll see a lot of trends in dining today about the farm to table movement, and for me, that's something that's just the way I've been cooking for many years, and so have a lot of other chefs in the city. And it's just kind of funny how marketing and things like that catch up, and then all of a sudden it says farm to table. But the problem I always have had with that is when you say farm to table, I don't know what I'm having for dinner. But the point of it is we use really good quality ingredients, and we like to know how things are raised. We have a farmer for our pork or our lamb and whatnot. So back to your questions, whether it's in Deco and it's a $3 muffin, or you're in Gin Ricky and you're having a $12 sandwich, or you're having a wonderful dining experience in the restaurant, we want to have it to be all quality, quality ingredients, taste delicious. Price shouldn't be the motivation for having good food.
Yes. Yeah.
Quick question here. Our friend Truman, who was on the show with his Funky Fresh Spring Rolls. He actually had a question. He said, what's the biggest challenge since taking over at the Ambassador for you, Chef Jason?
Ooh.
Oh, great question. So one of the biggest challenges overseeing the department in the hotel is we have a lot of guests who have been dining there for many years and have lots of expectations of what they come to know and love. And we're also trying to attract, and broaden our scope and attract more people to our demographic. So finding that perfect balance of keeping our regulars happy and satisfied with something new, and then attracting new people as well, and being open 3 meal periods a day creates a whole different world of challenges. It's not just a dinner service at a restaurant. It's breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Lots of private events. People hold their special events there all the time, whether it's a wedding reception or a corporate event. So we have lots of different type of customers, and pleasing all of those people is definitely a challenge.
Yeah, well, and you guys, I saw there was even a separate space in the dining room area, so you can do like little private events and things like that.
We do. We have a room that's off of the main dining room that seats about 25, but then we also have 2 other private event spaces, and we're always looking to expand that.
Yeah. In that video, we talked about how that dimming light, that is so cool. Like, that's just one of the many things that are in this hotel that really do take you back. Like, I can't believe that's how they used to dim lights.
Right. The first time I saw it, I was like, what is this thing? I feel like I'm steering a boat. But, no, that's the lights dimmer switch. So luckily they made them smaller these days.
Yeah, and the elevator, that was really cool. I loved the design on it.
The original brass doors. Yeah, the stained glass. In that hotel,
the chandeliers, they're all original. The
things that you don't see, the pictures, like I was lucky enough to have seen things over the years of how the space looked, and that entrance that's currently where people come in now didn't used to be the entrance. So the dining room that used to be part of the dining room that people were walking through now. It has a lot of history, and that really was kind of what was inspiring us when we came up with the Fitz. I mean, F. Scott Fitzgerald was a famous author in that time period, and that he kind of was our muse for the restaurant. Yeah. His favorite cocktail was a Gin Ricky.
Yeah, from the book. I heard Amy said that was the only cocktail in the book mentioned, Gin Ricky, and so that's why you guys chose that.
Yeah, and so it makes sense, when you look at the hotel and the space. And the part that was interesting for me as we went through this is to learn a little bit more about Art Deco. The lobby and the color scheme and the style of it was kind of 1920s Deco, which is more of like New York and Manhattan and bold, bright colors and angles. And what Envoy used to be was more of like Miami, where it's like 30s and 40s Deco. It had these coral colors and teal colors. And so, we're not even sure how it got to be that way, but we went back to more of the New York 20s Manhattan style Deco with the look of the Fitz and Gin Ricky. So.
Yeah, it's just really pretty, and even the the Jinriki, how you guys have those I don't know, the doors that were kind of like metal framed. That wasn't supposed to be. Yeah, that wasn't over there originally. Like you guys moved those iron grates over there.
Yeah,
so cool.
The designers came up with a lot of different things. I mean, one of the things we had a challenge with the dining room is that because we have to serve food in the lounge, but we didn't want to walk through the dining room, and so they created this a hallway where there wasn't one by using booths. So really creative architects and designers came up with that.
Yeah. So so do you guys do breakfast or brunch on the weekends?
Sure. So we serve breakfast every day in the Fitz and Deco Cafe, and then we have Sunday brunch in Jinriki as well as in the Fitz.
Okay. Great. Yeah.
And Deco too, for that matter.
Oh wow. Okay. And then lunch and dinner, you said, so you've got those.
Yep, we do lunch and dinner in the Fitz and in Jinriki. Monday nights, we don't open the Fitz for dinner. Sunday nights, only Jinriki's open.
Okay.
And then we have room service and private events, too. So.
Yeah. What is there anything coming up in the future that you're really excited about? Any food or events?
There's all kinds of events. Yeah. We're doing a great event on the Sunday, the 15th, at the Tasting Table.
Okay.
It's a benefit that a portion of the proceeds benefit MATC and the students there learning culinary arts. So that's a battle of the chefs, which is kind of fun because we've been partnered with some local celebrities, and I'm going to be partnered with Judge Derek Mosley. So yeah, the other teams, they better be worried because I can cook, but he can really cook. So.
Yeah, well, good.
A quick question here on Facebook. Alexandria says, what would you say, Chef Jason, is the most unique item on the menu?
The most unique. That's a great question. We took the concept of pigs in a blanket, and that means lots of different things. Some people think it means like pancakes with breakfast sausage.
Okay, I think of like hot dog wrapped up in the pastry.
There's that too. So one of the things about the 20s, during that time period, Chinese food was kind of like the rage. It was very exotic, soy sauce and star anise, and very out there. So I was like, well, that could be kind of fun if we introduced some kind of Asian elements. So we took the idea of pigs in a blanket. We made our own Chinese sausage. Typically, Chinese sausage is like a dried sausage and cured, but we made a fresh one, and we took if you've ever had bao, it's like a steamed dumpling with barbecue pork. So we took that bread dough and made that our dough for our pigs in the blanket. Very different than what you would expect, but hopefully there's enough of it that you go, oh yeah, that kind of is like what I thought it would be. So yeah, we wanted to create some kind of intrigue, but at the same time not have people having to Google the menu when they're reading it.
Sure, yeah. Going, what is this?
All of us back here in the control room kind of hungry with all that talk there. Truman had more of another request more than a question. He said he'd be forever indebted if you would bring back the green curry gnocchi from the tasting event a couple months ago, and then he was laughing.
Oh, no, he doesn't have to bring it back. It's on the menu right now.
Oh, well, I guess well, there you have it on Milwaukee Live. He'll be forever indebted. I don't know if he's indebted to you, Chef, or us, but we'll take it if he'd be indebted to us.
But unfortunately, we're changing the menu next Friday. So
hurry in.
He's got to move quickly.
So you got a whole new menu coming out?
Yeah. Seasons change.
Fall,
it's getting cold. Fall, one of my favorite times of the year. And so actually the duck, we're doing a version of duck à l'orange. So what's kind of fun for us is we're looking at the past and things that we think would fit within the restaurant and then going, okay, well, but it is 2017. So we're not going to, how can we kind of filter this through our vision today and how we do things? So I'm excited about the menu change that's coming up.
Great. Yeah, that is super
question from Jojo on Twitter was saying, what's the most unique, crazy thing, more memorable thing you've ever cooked ever in all of your history?
The most unique, crazy thing I've ever cooked ever. Well, we get a lot of requests, and I've been doing this over 30 years and worked in lots of different cities and lots of different restaurants. And I think one of the most interesting challenges I ever had is at one point a guest had just finished bariatric procedure and couldn't eat any solid food, but still wanted the experience of this fine dining where I was at the time. And so I made an entire meal, her entire dish, pureed so she could eat it. Yeah, and it actually tasted good. It didn't necessarily look that great, but it did taste good. And that's probably one of the most crazy requests I've ever had.
Yeah, and so you've been cooking for over 30 years, you said? And
yeah, I have, and I'm still upright.
Yeah.
Jack over on YouTube is wondering when you go out to eat at a restaurant, what's your go-to, if there is such a thing, on the other menus?
Sure. What's my go-to when I go out? Well, my wife and I, when we go out to eat, we tend to go to the little smaller mom and pa family-style ethnic restaurants. Like, you know, we have our Thai places we go to, or Mexican, or Vietnamese. We kind of gravitate towards that, but I'm excited because we are going to Las Vegas at the end of the month, and I just made a bunch of reservations, so I'm excited about that. We're going to go Joel Robuchon's, Momofuku, so I'm excited. We're going to eat some really good food.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Fun. Little getaway.
Yeah, well, it's our 15th anniversary, so we got.
So you might as well celebrate.
Right, we have to do it up, right?
Yeah, great. Let's see. Is there anything else you wanted to tell us real quick about the Ambassador Hotel, or anything coming up?
I think what's fun about the Ambassador Hotel, it's a great staycation. Like, if you're still in town but you want to get away, and I really feel like when you come into the hotel, you're kind of transported to a different place. Yeah. You kind of lose sense of where you are exactly, and just kind of, you know, between having the fantastic rooms with the whirlpool bathtubs and the restaurants and different types of restaurants and it's
good views from the windows. Like views. You can see everything in Milwaukee.
We got great coffee in the morning. So
Valentine coffee.
Valentine coffee, a fresh pastry. Yeah, there's fantastic cocktails. Eric Mulvey, our sommelier, put together a fantastic list. Lots of handcraft cocktails if you're a bourbon drinker, which I thought you were. But then I kind of find out that's just iced tea. No. So there's a lot. I think there's something for everybody.
Good. Well, great.
Actually, we did have one other question here
sure.
from YouTube. What was... Like, you've obviously cooked in a variety of cities. What's kind of your feeling about Milwaukee's food scene compared to some of the other ones?
That's interesting.
Oh, that's a great question. Because I first started cooking in Milwaukee in 2003, and then I've been kind of moving around a little bit in the Midwest. And Milwaukee's just a fantastic city. I'm originally from Chicago. Please don't hold it against me. But what I enjoy about Milwaukee is that it's obviously smaller than Chicago, and it has a lot of personality, and it's just sometimes being in Chicago it's so much, and there's so many people. But I like being able to go down to Lake Michigan, and I like being able to go to the Milwaukee Art Museum, and you can get around downtown, and the culinary scene is always changing, and right now there's so many exciting restaurants. And, in some ways it makes my job harder, because that just means we just have to keep pushing ourselves and trying to come up with new things and give people a reason to come check out what we're doing. But I'm thrilled to be a part of it. Like I said, there are some fantastic chefs, and people are trying new and different things. And I think that overall people are changing their perspective when they think about the food scene in Milwaukee. I think we can compete with a lot of the other cities.
I think so too. That's awesome. Yeah, Milwaukee's got a lot of good things going for it. That's for sure.
like Milwaukee Live.
Look at that! Perfect.
Do you have anything I can sell?
Yeah, right. I'm gonna put a T-shirt on you or something as you walk out of here. Well, Jason, thank you so much for meeting with us today. It was a pleasure meeting you. You guys, check out the Ambassador Hotel. It really is taking a step back into the past with all the interior design and delicious food that they offer. So make sure you go and visit. Thanks so much for tuning in. I'm Brittany, and I will see you guys next week. Next week, we're actually going to be having River West Black Husky Brewing Company on, and we're going to be doing something kind of special where they're going to be also having some live footage from the actual brewery. So that'll be really fun to watch and deal with. So we look forward to seeing you guys next week. Bye, guys.
We go all night, yeah. We got that fight, yeah. Our future look nice, yeah. Our future look bright, yeah. Our future look nice, yeah. Our future look bright.